Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are group 2. This video we will present our discussion about fact and opinion in the text 1 and the text 6. First of all, let us introduce our group member. The first one is me, Putri Diana, as moderator, Ita Satya Anissa, Taskia Nailul Amania, Sharifah Nur Halimah, and the last one is Fadila Damayanti. Okay, next one will be presented by Fadila. Fadila, time is yours.
Okay, for the text one, doing the right thing, one of the opinion that we found from the text was if, for example, the central government does not help by limiting travel in and around the capital, there will be little chance of containing the pandemic. Then, the fact from the text was Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan has finally decided to reimpose large-scale social restriction in the capital after the administration failed for weeks to scrap new cases and fatalities. Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan has decided to reimpose large-scale social restriction in the capital. So we think it's reliable because the decisions taken by the governor of DKI Jakarta are casual. It is mentioned in the text that the government has failed to suppress the number of new cases, and this has been fatal. Therefore, the governor of DKI Jakarta is trying to implement another way to deal with the increasing number of COVID-19 cases by reimposing large-scale social restriction in the capital city.
The conclusion about text 1 is we think for this text there is not a big difference between the evidence to support the argument and for the fact. All the evidence that support the fact was reliable in our opinion. This text provides fact and opinion from the author in a balanced version. In our opinion, the text was so informative. We can learn something new, but fact or and opinions are clearly stated. The whole text, with its types of exposition text, explains clearly how the author point of view has entered his text based on his opinion accompanied by facts that exist in the reality. The text too will be presented by Sharifah. Sharifah,
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I would like to present the sixth text. One of the opinion we found in sixth text is Car and Driver is one of the most influential editorial voices in the automotive world. When it says that it likes one car better than another, consumer and car makers take notice. Yet when you inspect the magazine's tabulation, it is hard to figure out why Car and Driver was assured that the Cayman is better than the Corvette and the Evera. Most influential, is a value word to express value judgment, and this word represents opinion, not fact. It is hard is a judgment that cannot be objectively proved true. Instead, it is open question. It is open to question. Next, one of the facts that we found in the sixth text is the trouble starts with the fact that the ranking methodology Car and Driver used was essentially the same one it uses for all vehicle it tests, from SUV to economy sedans. Next. We found the evidence that support the fact in the text. It is not set up for sport cars. Exterior styling, for example, counts for 4% of the total score. Has anyone buying a sport car either place so little value on how it looks. Similarly, the categories of fun to drive and chases, which cover the subjective experience of the driving car, count for only 85 points out of the total of 235. That may make sense for SUV buyers, but for people interested in Porsches and Corvettes and Lotuses, the subjective experience of driving is surely what matters most. It is reliable because the evidence gives further explanation that shows car and driver generalize the ranking system for all car type by explaining points that should be different, such exterior styling and experience of driving the car, in this case, between sport and SUV cars. Thank you.
The next opinion that we found is this ranking system looks a great deal like the car and driver methodology. And the fact is, research shows that the more satisfied students are about their contact with provision, the college quote's explanation of the category begins. The more they will learn, and the more likely it is they will graduate. That's true. And we found the evidence that support the fact. According to educational researchers, arguably the most important variable in a successful college education is fact, but crucial concept called student engagement, that is, the extent to which students immerse themselves in the intellectual and social life of their college. And a major component of engagement is the quality of a student contact with faculty. We think the evidence is reliable because according to educational researchers, involvement between student and professor, so the student immerse themselves in the college intellectual and social lives. Thank you.
Okay, the next opinion is my purpose is to prepare a map which shall show the distribution of those characteristics which are generally recognized as of the highest value. The fact is, Huntington then requested from the 25 of his correspondents who were Americans an in-depth ranking of the constituent regions of the United States. This time, he proposed a 6-point scale. The evidence that supports the fact is Southern Alaska in the second reckoning was left at 1.5, followed by Arizona and New Mexico at 1.6. The winners, Massachusetts at 6.0, followed by Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New York at 5.8. The citadel of American civilization was New England and New York. Huntington concluded in his magisterial 1915 work, Civilization and Climate. The evidence is reliable because the evidence that contains the result of the survey conducted by Huntington in concrete data, which includes number and conclusion, could be strong evidence that Huntington really asked the respondents to rank region in America.
The conclusion about text 2 is we think for this text there's not a big difference between the evidence to support the argument and the fact. All the evidence that supports the fact was reliable in our opinion. The text provides fact and opinion from the author, but the opinion are the bigger question. In our opinion, this text contains more opinion than fact. The author provides opinion from this point of view and tries to convince the reader by refining this argument. Even though the opinion version is more, the author also does not forget to insert information in the form of the fact in the text to further convince the readers in reading the article. That's all for our result of analysis about this text. Thank you for attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.